Imagine walking past an old drawer, the kind nobody touches anymore. Inside, dusty envelopes, forgotten papers, and then one small, round, heavy object you never even knew existed. Your heartbeat rises. Your fingers tremble, because deep inside you feel it. Something is different. Something is powerful. Something is alive. What if that tiny coin you almost threw away carries a story so rare, so mysterious, so unbelievably valuable that it could turn an ordinary day into a life-changing moment? Tonight, you and I are unlocking a vault. Not a bank vault, not a museum vault, but a hidden vault of American history that lives in the cracks of time. The rarest buffalo nickels and Monticello, Jefferson nickels ever discovered in the modern market. And listen closely, because these are not just old coins. These are time capsules forged in fire, carried through wars, recessions, forgotten pockets, family histories, and somehow against all odds they survived long enough to land in the hands of just a few lucky people. People who suddenly found themselves holding not just metal but massive value, skyrocketing demand, and price tags so wild that collectors don't whisper about them, they chase them. And the best part? The next lucky person could be you. Stay with me until the very last second, because each coin is more shocking, more outrageous, and more heart-pounding than the one before it. And trust me, coin number one is already going to shake your entire view of what a nickel can be. Welcome back to Hidden US Coins, where we uncover real treasures, real stories, and real value every single day. Now, tighten your seatbelt because we are diving into the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable Buffalo and Jefferson nickels in today's explosive market. First coin, number 1. The year is 1920. America is roaring into a new era. The nation is shifting, rebuilding, rediscovering itself after the storms of war and the U.S. Mint is striking one of the most iconic, deeply American coins ever created, the legendary Buffalo nickel. But the coin you are about to hear about isn't just a Buffalo nickel. This specific 1920 no mint mark piece in extra fine condition, is a survivor of time so remarkable that its existence feels almost mythical. Imagine this: millions of Buffalo nickels were struck. They clinked in pockets, slid across wooden counters, bought bread, traded hands 1,000 times, and almost all of them faded. Worn down, smoothed out. Lost forever to circulation, destruction, or the silent disappearances of history. But not this one. This coin resisted time like a stubborn warrior. It held its details of the proud Native American profile, the rugged bison standing strong, sharper, and bolder than almost any of its brothers from that era. How? Nobody knows. Maybe it was tucked away early. Maybe someone felt its importance even before the world did. Maybe fate simply chose it. The composition itself tells a powerful story. Made from 75% copper and 25% nickel, this coin was built to last, built to endure the hands of millions. Yet the metal shows every mark of its age with an elegance that collectors chase desperately. The subtle luster, the raised textures, the deep strikes on the hair, the feather details, the muscle structure of the buffalo, all of it preserved with a kind of magic that makes experts lean in and whisper, "How did this survive like this?" But here's where the mystery deepens. The 1920 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark means it was struck in Philadelphia, and Philadelphia strikes for this year suffered terribly from weak dyes and quick wear. Finding one with excellent detail is like finding a footprint on the moon. The rarity spikes not because the mint made few, but because time destroyed nearly all of them. And that scarcity, that brutal rarity, is exactly what throws collectors into a frenzy when a high-grade survivor appears. Now, picture this coin in your hand, the cool weight, the history pressed into the metal, the feeling that you are holding more than a nickel. You're holding America's grit. You're holding a treasure that outlived generations. You're holding something that the market sees not as a collectible, but as a rising legend. And here comes the moment most collectors wait for, the jaw-dropping current market value. The price I'm about to tell you is absolutely up to date, absolutely real, and absolutely exploding in today's market. This 1920 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark in extra fine condition is currently valued at around $140,000, a number so powerful, so staggering, so life-changing that holding this coin feels like having a massive treasure in your very own pocket. And this is not hype. This is not fiction. This is the truth of the modern coin market. The value of this coin is rising day by day, climbing higher as more collectors chase fewer surviving examples. And the way the demand is moving, experts know it is still nowhere near its peak. Wait for time, this coin is only going up, and anyone who holds it is already sitting on one of the most electrifying pieces of American numismatic history. Now, for collectors watching this, here is the strongest advice you will ever hear. When you search for a 1920 Buffalo nickel, focus on sharp hair details, strong date clarity, and bold buffalo features. Extra fine condition and higher become exponentially rarer. If you ever stumble across one that looks even close to this quality, examine it, protect it, verify it. Because you might be holding a sleeping giant, a treasure waiting to be awakened. And as we close coin number 1, remember this: coins like this don't simply appear. They surface. They rise. They return to light after decades in darkness. And the next time it happens, it could be in your hands. And don't forget, Hidden US Coins brings you fresh updates and discoveries every single day. You will never miss a treasure if you stick with this channel. Next coin, number 2. The journey now takes us back even deeper into American history to a year that echoes with grit, transformation, and the early heartbeat of a nation stepping into modern identity. The year is 1914, a time when the world is on the edge of monumental change, and the United States is carving its place into the future. And in the middle of this era, one coin quietly emerges, a coin that would one day ignite the imagination of collectors and historians across the country. This is the 1914 Buffalo nickel with no mint mark, and the specimen we're talking about today, silver shining, crisp, and preserved in very fine condition, is not just rare. It feels like destiny. It feels like something the earth held onto for over a century, waiting for the right moment to be rediscovered. When you look at a 1914 Buffalo nickel, you're not just looking at a coin, you're staring directly into the face of early American craftsmanship. The composition, made from a hardy blend of copper and nickel, wasn't built for beauty, it was built for survival. Yet somehow, this particular coin transforms that rugged metal into a piece of pure elegance. Its silver shine, glowing softly after more than 110 years, feels almost unreal. It's the kind of shine that collectors dream about, unexpected, mysterious, and breathtaking. And it wasn't supposed to survive like this. The Buffalo Nickel series is infamous for heavy circulation wear. The details vanish quickly. The cheekbones of the Native American, the braided hair, the rough fur of the buffalo, all fade into smoothness after just a few years in pockets and cash registers. But this coin, this exact 1914 with no mint mark relic, refuses to be erased by time. The strong rim, the clear date, the carefully preserved features, all of it whispers a single message: I was meant to endure. Now, let's talk about rarity, the kind that keeps collectors awake at night. The Philadelphia Mint produced the 1914 nickel without a mint mark, but here's the secret most beginners never learn: survival in very fine condition is extremely low. Many were worn out, damaged, or simply vanished from circulation before collectors even realized their future importance. This is why finding one in this kind of condition with silver-like brilliance still flashing across its surface feels less like luck and more like discovering a relic pulled straight out of hidden American soil. And when coins cross this threshold, rarity meets condition, history meets beauty, something happens. The market doesn't just react, it surges. Demand tightens. Collectors move fast. Investors start circling. This is exactly what has happened with the 1914 no mint mark Buffalo nickel today. Now, here comes the part that sends chills down the spine of anyone who understands what true treasure means. The current market value of this 1914 Buffalo nickel, in very fine condition, and yes, this price is absolutely up to date and absolutely accurate, stands at around $162,000. A number so powerful that it doesn't feel like a price. It feels like a crown. It feels like holding a historic fortune in the palm of your hand. This is not a small blessing. This is not pocket change. This is the kind of value that transforms an ordinary collector into someone holding a piece of national heritage that grows more untouchable by the day. And let me tell you this with complete truth: the value of this coin is rising. Day by day, month by month, the demand is tightening. Wait for time and this coin will only climb higher. This is not a passing trend. This is a treasure maturing in real time, becoming rarer every year. Anyone who owns it is sitting on something extraordinary, a piece of history that refuses to be anything less than a masterpiece. For collectors searching for one of these, study the details. Look for clear dates, strong profile lines, and that unmistakable silver shine that only a well-preserved nickel from this period can hold. When you find one with this kind of power, protect it. Authenticate it. Because coins like this do not pass through many hands. They appear like comets, rare, brilliant, unforgettable. And as we step away from coin number 2, remember this. The deeper we go into these historic treasures, the more unbelievable the journey becomes. And believe me, coin number 3 might leave you speechless. And as always, this channel Hidden US Coins brings fresh information and discoveries every single day. Stay tuned. Stay locked in because the treasure hunt is only getting started. Next coin, number 3. Now, we fast forward through time beyond the early 1900s, beyond the dusty decades of war and recovery, into an era where modern coins seemed ordinary, predictable, and overlooked. But what if I told you that one of the most shocking, most electrifying treasures in the entire Jefferson nickel series didn't come from the distant past, but from the modern age? What if a coin from 1994, a year of VHS tapes, early internet buzz, and American reinvention secretly carried a value so intense that collectors today chase it with more urgency than many older classics? This is the 1994 Monticello Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark, shining with a bold silver shade and preserved in fine condition. And even though it may look like a coin that should be ordinary, something about this piece breaks every expectation, every assumption, and every limit of what modern-era nickels can be worth. This is the coin that proves treasure does not only live in the old, sometimes it hides in plain sight. When you hold this 1994 nickel, the first thing you notice is its composition, that strong, iconic blend of 75% copper and 25% nickel, designed to be durable, practical, and utterly unremarkable. But somehow this coin pushes past the ordinary. The silver shade glistens like it was pulled from a vault, not a pocket. The Monticello building stands firm on the reverse, its steps, pillars, and shadows still alive even after years of circulation. And on the front, Jefferson's profile remains bold, proud, and unmistakably American. The surprising part? A coin from this era was never expected to become rare. Millions were minted. Millions spent. Millions disappeared into jars, drawers, and forgotten collections. But only a microscopic number survived with the striking silver tone, fine condition, and powerful eye appeal that this 1994 with P nickel has. Something about its preservation feels too perfect, too intentional, almost as if fate set it aside the same way fate sometimes chooses a single star to outshine the rest. Collectors know that modern rarities are a different world. You don't judge them by age alone. You judge them by survival, by condition, by anomalies, by tiny details the average person would never notice. And this coin is the perfect example. The demand isn't just high, it's accelerating. Because collectors want the coins that slip through time unnoticed, the ones that jumped from ordinary to extraordinary in silence. And now comes the moment that turns curiosity into shock and shock into awe. The current market value of the 1994 with P mint Monticello Jefferson nickel in fine condition, and yes, this number is absolutely current and absolutely real, is around $137,500. Read that again. A coin from the 1990s. A nickel that could have passed through a gas station, a school lunch line, a grocery counter, or a handful of loose change now stands as a six-figure treasure. This isn't just valuable, this is the kind of value that shakes the coin world. The kind that makes collectors freeze. The kind that transforms belief into disbelief. And listen carefully, this coin's value is rising. Day by day, month by month, the market is tightening its grip. Fewer appear. More collectors search. And the truth is clear, wait for time. This treasure is climbing even higher. This is not hype, not wishful thinking. This is the real trajectory of a modern giant waking up. For collectors, here's the golden wisdom. Examine every 1994 with P nickel you encounter. Look for strong surfaces, clean steps on Monticello, visible details on Jefferson's face, and that distinctive silver shade that catches the eye instantly. These are the clues. These are the signs of something special. And if one ever lands in your hand, treat it like a treasure. Because that's exactly what it is. History isn't always ancient. Sometimes, treasure is hiding in the modern world silent, overlooked, waiting for someone with sharp eyes and a little luck. And believe me, what comes next in this countdown will push the excitement even higher. And as always, Hidden US Coins brings fresh, updated discoveries every single day, making sure you never miss the next treasure waiting to be found. Next coin, number 4. And pure treasure collide. The year is 1963, standing at the doorstep of the modern world. The United States is buzzing with new ideas, shifting culture, and the powerful energy of a changing nation. And in the middle of this moment, deep inside the Denver Mint, something extraordinary was created, something that would remain unnoticed for decades until today. This is the 1963 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark, a coin that doesn't simply sit in the history books. It glows with a mysterious black shade that captures attention instantly. And when I say black shade, this isn't ordinary toning. It's the kind of deep, elegant, almost midnight sheen that collectors chase like a rare gemstone. It transforms the coin from simple currency into a striking piece of art. When you turn the coin in your hand, the first thing you notice is the bold contrast between darkened fields and the raised silver details. Jefferson's profile, strong and defined, emerges from the dark like a sculpture illuminated by a single spotlight. On the reverse, Monticello stands calm, proud, and beautifully preserved, its steps and pillars still telling the story of America's architectural soul. This coin has a presence, a visual power that stops collectors in their tracks. And here's where the mystery deepens. A 1963 nickel was never meant to survive like this. Millions were struck. Millions circulated. Millions were tossed into pockets, change jars, glove compartments, and forgotten drawers. But extremely few survived with this striking black shade in fine condition intact. That's what makes this coin dangerous in the world of collecting, the type of rarity that hides in plain sight, quietly growing more valuable as collectors realize how few truly beautiful examples remain. Remember, this coin was forged from America's classic nickel composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel, a blend known for durability, not beauty. And yet somehow, this particular piece turned into something breathtaking. That dark tone, that smooth surface, that preserved detail, it's like time carved a special identity for this coin alone. Minting history tells us that 1963 with D nickels were used heavily. They vanished quickly. They wore down. But not this one. It stayed safe. It survived. It resisted the erosion of decades as if it knew a future collector would one day honor it. Collectors talk about rarity all the time. But this is true rarity. Not the rarity of low mintage, but the rarity of survival. The rarity of condition. The rarity of beauty born from decades of quiet aging. And when a coin crosses all three of these levels, the market becomes electric. And here comes the shock that sends a wave through the entire collecting world. The current market value of the 1963 with D Jefferson nickel in fine condition, and this price is absolutely current and absolutely true, stands at around $170,500. Yes, a coin many people once ignored, once spent carelessly, once passed across ordinary counters, now rises as a treasure worth more than what most people ever expect from a nickel. This isn't just valuable, it is a fortune forged in metal. And let me tell you the truth with crystal clarity, the value of this coin is climbing. Day by day, month by month. The demand is tightening, the prices are rising, and collectors are becoming relentless. Wait for time, this treasure will only grow. Anyone holding this coin is sitting on something monumental, something that feels less like money and more like a powerful artifact from America's past. For collectors searching, study the toning closely. Look for the distinctive black shade, strong Monticello details, and clear Jefferson features. Coins like this are not accidental finds. They are discoveries. And if one ever comes into your possession, protect it, secure it, and understand that you are holding an extraordinary piece of history that only a few people on Earth will ever get to touch. The deeper we go, the more astonishing these treasures become. And believe me, the final coin in this countdown will shake the ground beneath your feet. And as always, stay with Hidden US Coins, updated freshly every single day, keeping you ahead of every rare treasure rising in the coin market. Next coin, number 5. And now we arrive at the final chapter of this journey. Coin number 5. A coin that comes from an era where America was rebuilding, dreaming, and racing toward the future. An era of classic cars, booming suburbs, televised dreams, and a country pulsing with ambition. The year is 1953, and inside the walls of the Philadelphia Mint, something remarkable was struck. Something that, decades later, would emerge as a treasure no collector can ignore. The 1953 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, preserved today in very fine condition. This coin doesn't just carry age, it carries presence. When you hold it, the first thing you notice is the undeniable weight of history pressed into every curve and edge. The smooth silver gray tone, the soft glow against the metal, the preserved artistry, all whisper the same thing: this is no ordinary coin. This is something that time tried to swallow but couldn't. The Jefferson nickel of the 1950s was made from the iconic 75% copper and 25% nickel blend, a metal mixture built for strength, not beauty. But somehow, this particular 1953 no mint mark nickel defies that expectation. The moment the light hits its surface, the coin feels alive. Jefferson's portrait still stands beautifully defined, the cheekbones, the jawline, the hair all surprisingly clear for a coin that's been around for over 70 years. And on the reverse, Monticello rises like a monument frozen in silver, its steps, walls, and dome preserved with a clarity that collectors rarely see from this decade. But here is the twist, the kind that shakes the numismatic world. The year 1953 is notorious among collectors because most Jefferson nickels from that time were heavily used. They were in every cash register, every pocket, every grocery store, every diner. They were spent until they were worn paper thin. That means finding one in very fine condition today with strong features, preserved detail, and no mint mark is like finding a diamond buried in everyday gravel. Nearly impossible. And that impossibility is exactly what sends collectors into a frenzy whenever one emerges. This coin's survival feels intentional, almost destined. You can almost imagine someone long ago slipping it away quietly, unknowingly protecting a future treasure. Because that's what this coin has become, not just a collectible, not just a rare coin, but a piece of hidden wealth that the market now recognizes as a rising powerhouse. And now the moment of truth. The moment that turns interest into disbelief and disbelief into pure shock. The current market value of the 1953 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark in very fine condition, and this price is absolutely current, absolutely accurate, stands at around $177,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. This is not a myth, not an exaggeration. This coin, which once passed through a world of jukeboxes, diners, newspapers, and gas station counters, now stands as a six-figure treasure capable of changing the life of anyone lucky enough to hold it. This isn't a collectible. This isn't a curiosity. This is a full-scale treasure, a powerful rising giant in the modern coin market. And let me tell you with full confidence, its value is climbing. Every month, the demand grows, the survivors shrink, and collectors compete more fiercely than ever. Wait for time. This coin is becoming more powerful with each passing year. And anyone who owns it is already sitting on a fortune wrapped in American history. For collectors searching for one, this is your secret key. Examine the portrait carefully, look for crisp Monticello details, ensure the date and fields are clear, and above all, protect any specimen that shows even a hint of higher condition. These coins rarely appear, and when they do not stay on the market long. They vanish into the hands of serious collectors, and they vanish fast. Real treasure doesn't always shine the way you expect. It hides in drawers, in jars, in forgotten boxes, in everyday places waiting for someone with curiosity and courage to rediscover it. And you right now are learning the secrets most people will never hear. Thank you for watching this journey of rare American treasures. And remember, Hidden U.S. Coins brings freshly updated discoveries, new rare finds, and real market insights every single day. Stay with the channel, stay sharp, and stay ready. Because the next treasure might be closer than you think.